All right, we're live. It's streaming here, page.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash.
Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the icon after the four corners. Peace and truth, sincerity. We're almost out of here, Lord's will. um, just wanted to do a quick lesson going into the situations that are going on around us this day. Because everything in this place is falling. Decadence, is at an all-time low. Esau is at an all-time low. And the world sees this place for what it is, which is a scandalous, backbiting, piss shit failed country. So through the Spirit, Lord's will, I pray that this lesson is edifying and hopeful legs. Okay, Bible Kushah, could you pull that Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 10?
Khan, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 10. And it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Because Esau Edom has transgressed against Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Start back at the top on that for me.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
The ungodly, Esau, Edom, and these other nations shall be punished, have a holy judgment put upon them, because they're under inquisition right now, as it says in that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and 9. Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is viewing his ways, all right? But they'll be punished with the inquisition. Esau, Edom, it has been wholeheartedly trying to crush Israel, which are you so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of Negroid descent. Continue on that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
Because they forsook Yahweh by Shem Yahushai whenever the blessing was given unto them. Esau looked upon it as it was nothing, or it was too far off. All right, because Esau, that blessing wasn't really given to him; it was given to his brother Jacob, just like Cain and Abel. All right, the blessing was given to Abel because he gave a more pure sacrifice unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai.
Keep going.
Bible.
Verse 10, it says, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
And Esau despised wisdom. Wisdom was given unto him. Esau despised it. He didn't see it as anything of worth. All right, because he's a cardinal man. He only deals with fleshly desires. He doesn't see the spirit of the thing. That's why what's that? Second Ezra's 6. So like we ain't gotta get that. But Esau doesn't see the spiritual things. All right, that's how Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave the wisdom unto Jacob. All right, and that spiritual gift is righteousness everlasting.
Yep, I got a precept.
Oh, sure.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, right? And I could keep going on, because it's when you read this, it's basically describing the world in which we live here in today, here in Babylon the Great. And as the brother has said, um, basically the inhabitants of Babylon the Great have all taken on the personality traits of Esau, and it breaks that down in Sirach the 10th chapter. So not only is the earth being destroyed, right? The plants, the animals are suffering; they're out of order. But on top of that, you got these people in a highly a demonic way of being. The death culture, as the brother, as brothers say.
Shah, could you pull that word misery?
Con. You go to
the etymology.
Quick. Oh, go to etymology.
Yeah, you go to Etymon or Google or whatever.
This is the word misery in the Etymon online or etymology dictionary. It says state of grievous affliction, condition of external unhappiness.
And that's what Esau is going through right now. He's going through a state of continual unhappiness. All right, starting with the fall of his kingdom. All right, hell, you can even go further back than that because Esau, his whole line has been cut off. Yahweh Shai has dropped their birth rate since the year 2000. They haven't been producing more children, and they have become a low people as a whole. But you can see on the word misery if there's more.
There's more. It says miserable situation, misfortune, distress.
So if he's not in a miserable situation where his end is already set, all right.
Yep. Can I grab that Isaiah 24 for you?
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna jump down to verse 4. That's cool. Isaiah 24:4, it says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away." All right, and I wanted to click on that word mourneth because it goes into what the brother, the priest, is going into. That word mourneth is a ball. The root word is a ball. Strong's H 56. A ball. It says to mourn, to lament. All right. Says when you go to the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it says to mourn. The proper signification appears to be languid, to walk with the head cast down. And if that ain't what's going on, that's why you got in real time, you got depression at an all-time high, you got suicide at an all-time high, you got anxiety at an all-time high, and what it does is it creates a market for these pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical companies and these false prophets are making a killing off the misery and the suffering of you people.
Yeah, because all those are just demons that how by Shai is allowing to cleave onto you.
Leech.
Yeah, leech.
Or like a vampire.
Yeah.
That's what Esau is, man. That's what these false niggas, these false shepherds, that's what they are. They're leeches, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump back. How far did you want to go in that wisdom psalm?
You can
to the next verse says, "For whoso despises wisdom, he is miserable."
Oh yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 3:11. It says, "For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable."
And as you can tell, in Esau's kingdom, he's miserable. And you can tell that by looking at your homeless population, because the table has switched from it being mostly Jake. Now it's mostly Esau. All right, out there holding the sign, that son beating his back down. Now, but in the kingdom is going to be 10 times harder, or 1,000 times harder. Through the Spirit. All right, and so he hated the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he tried that how about Shemiah Shai tried to bless him with.
All
right. And since he hated that, because he hated being upright, all right, he didn't want to be, a man of wisdom and knowledge. He wanted to be a courtroom. Well, you got
I got something for you. This is Genesis 27:41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is your mind, says, the days of mourning of my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Just to land back on the brother's point, ultimately all this boils down to the fact that Esau, all right, the so-called self-anointed white man, proclaimed white man of the planet Earth, he's mad because
he ain't got it.
He ain't got it. And he knows that his kingdom has been brought to its end. Babylon the Great is finished.
Baba Kushat. You can pull that Psalm chapter 10 and 3. Unless you got a little bit more on that. So,
no, you good, bro. Let me see if there's a little bit more. That was pretty much the point. This is Psalm chapter 10. I'll start in verse 2. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
And so the poor is Jake. Jake is the poor of this nation right now because we haven't had anything set up to assist us to be on par. And plus, we're under the curses.
Right.
Right? And Esau doesn't want to acknowledge that because if he acknowledges that, he acknowledges who he is.
Yep.
And he knows that we are a stronger people than him. So even though we're in our lower estate and we are still equal to him, that's a problem to him. But continue on, Salaki.
Yep. And that was a beautiful point because, like when you mentioned the curses, Esau, because he knows one of the curses. Esau knows the scriptures are true.
Yeah.
So what he does is he knows the curses are upon us. So he does what he puts us in situations so that the curses can be maximized.
Category.
Yep.
He puts us in those categories.
Yep.
Like Jake that tries to get out there and do the best he can. He'll basically slap tickets or fines on him. To keep him in a lower state to where he can't get above him. All right. But he can't get above him without Yahweh Shem Shai. And then he keeps him in a position to where he can't find out who he is to rise up. But it's like you got that.
Yep. Psalms 10 and 3, it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth.
You see, he's already against Yahweh Shem Shai.
Yep.
He hated that nurture, that was for the elect. He always wants to catch them.
Yep. And if I can read that again, it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, right? And we see that in the form of, let's look at the dollar, for example. On the back of the dollar, Esau is basically telling you that he's going to establish his new world order, right? Novus Order Seclorum, right? So he's literally telling you to your face in Latin, right, that he's about to take over the world, And then if I may too, it says, and blesses the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. And what does that mean? That means basically that Esau promotes evil people. Evil people are exalted in this system in Babylon the Great,
and that's something that we actually know.
Yep, they win.
They win every time.
Yep.
That's why in Psalms 73 and 3, it talks about how the wicked, how the righteous look upon the wicked and pretty much wants what he has.
Yep.
But they can't have it because he got it to cover his means.
Yep.
But you got it.
Yep. And that's what's beautiful about the transition, man. Because we see wickedness. If you're a wicked nigga that's willing to sell out your people and have no integrity, willing to get popped in the fucking ass, man, you gonna be winning. You gonna be balling. You gonna have the fucking likes on social media and the followers, right? But in reality, the men of the Lord are the ones who's supposed to be in those positions, But as we know, according to the story, before honor comes humility. We had to be humiliated by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, in order to be deemed worthy.
You had to be put in a difficult condition,
right,
to overcome. through Yahweh Shemel Shai. Just like he overcome the world, we are overcoming the world.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
But you can continue. Go down 4 and 5. Shai.
Psalm 10.
Yeah.
This is Psalm chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for he is not in all his thoughts.
So Esau will not seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What's that? We would have killed Babylon, but she is not healed. And the reason why she is not healed is because Esau is too dumbed down to understand the only way to save his country is Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yep. And if I may too, the damage can't be undone.
It can't be undone.
Like the Esau has done such a number on fucking
in the world.
That's why the Lord got to kill.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord is getting ready to delete billions of people on the planet Earth
because of his wickedness.
Yep.
Because of his unrighteousness.
Yep. It's like a weed, if I may. It's like you have a garden and you got an invasive plant, right?
Oh yeah.
Or a weed. As time goes on, the weed is going to get so invasive that it's just got to be burnt. You got to burn the whole fucking crop.
You got to burn the whole field.
You know,
and start all over again.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. What verse 5 you said?
Oh, sure.
Psalm chapter 10 and verse 5. It says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
You know, so he thinks that he's a tough guy. He's Big Billy Badass.
Yep.
All right. But Big Billy Badass is going through miserable times right now.
Yep. That's
all right.
Baruch 4.
Yep. And that's what we're going to pull.
Kind. You get it?
Yeah, about the shot.
This is Baruch chapter 4.
Verse 31.
Yep. And verse 31. It says, I'll start at verse 30. It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee.
See, we're comforted. We see what's it? A righteous man seeth the evil and hideth himself. So we see the evil coming through the spirit of power Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We are hiding in that strong tower, and that's Yahweh Shem Yahushai to get out of the hell to come.
Right, that refuge from the storm.
Yeah, that Sirach 34 and 16. Right, but
these people can't actually see the spirit. You know, like they don't understand that once you come into this truth, all right, once you're in the good graces of Yahweh Shai, there are things happening in the heavens. You got spirits, you got the angels encamped around those that fear him.
Yeah.
Right, you got the chariots, right? Literally hovering over brothers. That's what I believe through the spirit. Yeah. Speaking as a man,
spirit.
You know what I mean? Like there are things happening, you know. And as we get further along in prophecy, the Lord is going to peel back that veil, and He's going to allow the world to see that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with particular men on the earth.
You know, and that shows that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has a favor. That shows that He has not put off His people. Yep. That shows who we are and who Esau, Edom, and everybody else is.
Yep.
About the shot.
Salaki, bro. Baruch 4:31. It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall.
Miserable. Y'all rejoiced at the nation of Israel going down. Remember, raise it even from the foundation thereof. Y'all desired to have us on the bottom because through King David, he put all y'all to heal. You know?
Yep.
And whenever he did that, y'all had a fervent hatred for our nation.
Yep.
All right. And set up this whole plan that Psalms 83. Yep. And set up the whole plan to put us down to a position to where we can never lift up again without Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But Salaki, brother, you got it.
Nah, Psalms 83, that's a beautiful precept because the very because that matter of fact, let me get it.
Let me get it. Pull it.
Yeah, let's get that real quick.
Because who's one enemy on that list?
This is Psalms chapter 83 and verse 2. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Esau has hated us and lifted up his head, thinking that he's mightier than we. All right. My everything, how about Shimon Shah continues to like.
Verse 3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And they tried the hardest. They tried them. They spent billions of dollars.
Yep.
You know, they removed us out of our land,
Yep.
destroyed our landmarks, dug up the bodies that was in the graves.
Yep.
You know, to say that we are no people.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Shit, bro.
Yep. And what, like they even say in the world, what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Guess what? Y'all got to pay for all that shit. You know, and the very systems that y'all established are going to end up biting you guys in the ass.
It already is.
Yep.
It's starting to bite Esau in the ass right now, especially with our brothers who we're bringing over here to take over Jake's position in this land. The Issacharites, or the so-called Mexicans or South Americans. Mm-hmm. All of those are Jakes. So the why for the increase, but continue. So like it.
Kind.
Kind.
I'm gonna read this off the comment board. GMS standing firm too. I think that's
yeah.
Is that a Mafia? Is that Al-Nawaf? I forget which brother that is. Shalom Mak. Yeah.
Shalom.
He posted Revelation 11 and 10. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts to one another. Right, talking about the nations rejoicing over our downfall. You know, they've been partying and bullshitting, right? Because the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all have been in a low state. Y'all been that slave class of the planet Earth.
Hey, Bapu Shah, since you read that, could you pull that Baruch 4 and 24?
Kind. Let me jump up because we're already holding Baruch 4. Let me jump up and read that.
Bapu Shah, read 4 and 24, and you can jump back.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 24. It says, like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from the Most High, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness from everlasting.
You see, just like the brother put that precept, you know, it's the same way. You know, it's an ebb and flow. Mm-hmm. All right? These other nations around about, like in Psalms 83, has seen us on the bottom, you know, and tried their best to keep us there. Okay, to live in misery, because that word miserable, one of the definitions is black. All right, so us calling ourselves black people or black, you know, which is a derogative term of death. You know.
Yep.
It leads into misery as well. So that's why all our people are, you know, sitting there with heavy hands and weak knees.
Yep.
You know, but still, like, I don't want to get off topic.
We finish up that Baruch. Can we jump back down?
Yeah, about for sure.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 31. It says, miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons.
Man, miserable are the cities that your children have served, right? All these cities across America, they're turning into dilapidated waste pits.
Dystopias.
You know, California with all those damn homeless people, you know, and everything. People just shitting on the floor. You shitting on the ground right there in front of people, pissing on the ground. But it's like, you got
not to cut you off, bro. And if I may, just building on your point, not only do you have that homelessness, you know, population exploding all over the nation, you got a lot of people from those cities that are moving down here to Texas. Man, I met somebody today. So many people moving out of these more left cities. Bro, they're fleeing them cities like freaking like the plague, bro.
Like me testimony that I run into them every day at my job. You know, and like every time I talk to one of them, I look them in their eyes and I tell them, don't vote the same, because because that's going to bring the holy hell from their spot to this spot, even though, hey, fuck it, we want this spot to go down too.
Yeah.
You know,
ultimately, there's nowhere you can go.
There's nowhere you can hide how much you outside. You know, but so like, you continue on.
We'll finish it up. This is Baruch chapter 4 In verse 33, it says, "For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall."
And she rejoiced at the fall of Jerusalem. Whenever they said, even from the foundation thereof, and she rejoiced on destroying the northern tribes that were over here: Reuben, Gad, Issachar, Zebulun, all those tribes that escaped 70 A.D. from the Edomites. All right, she did a whole slew of the destruction on our people to the point to where it is now. But you got it, right? Salaki.
Yep. It says, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 33.
Yeah.
It says, "For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation."
She's gonna be grieved. All right. She feels the misery right now, but they're gonna be swept away from that lower state.
Yeah, we see that because we know the scriptures, the prophecies take place over the dispensation of time.
Yeah.
And the Lord has been showing us, he's putting hell on these people, bro.
And call below him like, how about Shemi Al-Shai?
Yep. He's putting hell on these people.
We can close out.
There's a little bit more. Verse 34, it says, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning."
And her pride shall be turned into mourning. So her pride, her pump, that puffeth up, is gonna be put so damn low she ain't gonna be able to breathe on it again. You can get that Sirach chapter 36. 36 and I think it's 7.
This is Sirach chapter 36 and verse 7. It says, "Raise up indignation and..."
Sorry, 2 verses.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 5. It says, "And let them know thee as we have known thee."
One more.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 4. It says, "As thou wast sanctified in us before them." Or Salakia, Sirach 36 and 4. It says, "As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us."
Among them before us. Let us see the hell that they're going through. Continue.
Verse 5, it says, "And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai."
Because we know that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai has that mighty demon-like power.
Yep.
We know that he's an austere, man.
Yep.
And we want y'all to know that because y'all been pussyfooting around with his name. Y'all been playing games. So since y'all been playing games, now you get to feel the sting, goddammit.
Yep.
Continue on, Salaki.
If I may interject, the scriptures say, history repeats itself. That happened before, or that which was shall be. Roughly paraphrasing. And when you read the book of Exodus, specifically, about the 4th chapter to the 11th chapter, when the Lord is introducing those plagues, that final plague was the death of the firstborn. And that's because we're coming upon the draft. We're coming upon World War III. We're coming upon great pestilence and death here in America. These people is not really going to hit them in their face until the Lord starts really upping that death count, man.
And it's beautiful that you said that draft because the draft takes the firstborn.
Yep.
The firstborn male, goes to war.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep. If he's within that, yep.
Age range.
But eventually, if the war get bad enough, they're just gonna start pulling bodies.
Yeah, like Ukraine, they just picking it up off the street. Like, not you're going to war.
Yep.
But you can continue on that.
That's it. Sirach chapter 36 and verse 7, or verse 6. It says, "Show new signs and make other strange wonders."
So this is a new sign. All right. Well, this is new in this time period, but through the spirit part, how about you, there's really nothing new. As it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 3. Yep. There's a time for everything. All right.
Yep. This is the climax of the movie. So, and that's a scary thing when you think about how dramatic our deliverance was out of Egypt.
Woo!
If that was, because really that was a prelude to this.
Yeah.
Jake being scattered around the 4 corners of the earth.
What's that precept talks about? no more will you talk about the first deliverance.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. I don't know where it is.
Man.
No, let me see real quick. I think I can find it real quick.
Because like it's gonna be on such an epic level. How about Shimmy Outside about to show the whole bag, bro? You got to open it up.
I got it.
You got it. Bible shot.
Jeremiah 16:14.
My man.
It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt."
Out of the land of Egypt. The Mizraim, double bondage, right?
Yep. Well, yeah. Well, that Egypt right there, talking about the ancient Egypt, but it's going.
Like,
yeah. You see, but we already know America is spiritual Sodom in Egypt, pursuant to Revelation 11. You know.
11:8.
Yep. Jeremiah 16:15. It says, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them."
Ooh. So that's all the people across the whole known earth. Because the transatlantic slave trade was throughout the whole four corners of the world.
Yep, it connected Africa, Europe, and then the North, Central, and South America.
Yep. And y'all won off that. So since y'all implemented y'all selves in that situation, how about y'all try to done it for you?
Yep. That's it. Sirach 36 and verse 6, it says, "Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm."
And that's Yahweh Shai. You know, the right hand of Yahweh is Yahweh Shai, and that arm is his power.
Yep.
All right. Yep. You know, you can read about that in the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
But you got it.
It says that they may set forth thy wondrous works, raise up indignation and pour out wrath.
Pour out wrath on this place. How about and through the spirit and prayer, how about through the elders that told us to chant down, you know, this place, you know, in your prayers daily.
Yep.
And see what transpires.
Yep. And we've been seeing, man. Yep. The
Elder
Ariala mentioned that in his live that he did tonight. All the things that the Lord has done since the Elder Apostle Kabar put out that order. You know. This is verse 7. It says, "Raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy." You know. You can keep going.
Nah, that was it. You know.
That's the prayer. That's what we throwing up. You know.
Asking how about Shimmy outside to death this shit, man.
Yep.
I'm tired of being in hell. You know.
Yep.
You know, fighting with yourself. You know, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You know, to stay on point. Because this is miserable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about Shimmy outside didn't give us this?
Yep.
All right. He wanted us to live, you know, forever. In a righteous mindset.
Yep.
But we fell. Calling out by Shimmy outside, he will bring us back again. But you got it.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's all I had.
Done. Yeah. So with that, hey, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'Hashem,
Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakodash.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.